All right, let's try that again. Good morning and welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. This is Alex Jackson live from where are we at? Marshall?
Yeah,
Marshall, Indiana. Turkey Run. It's a town of about 5, and we're here doing the podcast live today from a farmhouse that we rented. Me and Farouk and another buddy of ours are here. Just kind of doing like a boys' weekend, a guys' getaway, and we wanted to just come live from the from the farmhouse here, and just kind of talk about, me and Farouk have been friends now. We figured, God, 10 years, 10 years, and so we're just gonna jump right into it, man. So Farouk and I first met 10 years ago when I still lived in Georgia with Sarah, and we had 2 kids at the time. Was Nadia born yet? Yeah, Nadia was a baby.
Yeah, she was.
So he had,
we had 2 as well.
2 as well, yeah. And then a few months into, I'd been in the car business for probably 4 or 5 years at the time, and I'm trying to remember. So Sarah wanted to move back to Illinois. And then Sarah's
South Carolina.
Well, we were in Georgia because I was only there for 9 months with a little stint.
That's right.
And so Sarah was like, "Hey, we want to move back to Illinois." And so I'm just going to kind of tell this story as we're literally recanting 10-year ago stories right now. And so I wanted to. Sarah knew that we wanted to move back to Illinois, and I was like, "Well, I got to find a job, right?" And so Mike, my father-in-law, happened to have a buddy that was like, "Hey, I know someone who's he just moved to here from wherever you moved from, Indiana as well, right?"
Yeah, it was John. Right?
Yeah, it was John. Yeah. And so it was super, super random. He was like, "Yeah, a buddy of mine, a neighbor of ours," and he knew my father-in-law, knew Farouk. And he said he just came in town and he's taken over this big Ford dealership, and he's kind of cleaning house and looking for people. And he knew I was in the, long story short, man, it was super cool because I was able to, I remember it, dude. I drove 15 hours and had the interview with you at the pizza place.
Yeah.
And you said hired. And I said, "Well, I got to figure out how many days I need to get here." And he was like, "Well, just get back here." And so I had an interview for like an hour, drove a 30-hour round trip to do it, and the rest is history. And so 10 years ago, February will be 10 years ago, we met, we started, doing everything we were doing, amazing, taking over the dealership world there in Peoria, Illinois, where we still live, me and Sarah and I do. And so we were talking last night, like our buddy Jason that's here with us, and he's not going to come on camera. He said we were kind of remembering some of the stuff from 10 years ago, and kind of talking about how the amazingness of what the business itself can do whenever you are whenever you have someone that gets you in the right mindset. Right, like Jason was talking to Farouk about how his mindset shifted because of the attitude of getting rid of the attitude or mindset of small-minded and lack of growth mindset, and having an expansive mindset. And so we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff today. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship, hear a little bit about Farouk's story, kind of where he came in, like what he does now, the business he's built. And we're gonna dub this episode "Family Time," because I'm here with 3 buddies who are like family, and I want to hear from you, Farouk, about how you were able to kind of take back the time away from family in opening the business you have now, which has been what, 4 years?
4 years in February, yeah.
So. The family time of this business. So Melissa, by the way, hi, and thanks for being on. this morning, along with everyone else who's on as well. And if you're going to be watching this later after the filming, please make sure you like and comment and share and all that good stuff as well. So, so live and unscripted this morning. And so, all right. So Farouk, please introduce everyone to yourself, or introduce yourself to everyone. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do now in business?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Hey, one, I want to thank Alex for allowing me to be on his podcast here. But yeah, Alex and I go back almost just a little bit over 10 years.
It's crazy.
And we've gone from 2 kids to 4 and 5, and me having twins, and a lot of family stuff has changed over these many years. And one of the things that has, me being in the car business with Alex, and I've been in the car automotive space for over 25 years now. So that's all I've ever done. That's the only thing I've ever done as a job, as an adult, out of college. Never did anything else. So, after spending all the 20 years plus in the automotive space, which I tell you what, it was a great time. I made a lot of friends. I learned a lot of things, and that's what kind of put me on the path to ownership now. And when I mean ownership, I mean I opened up my own agency in 2019. That is on the warranty side. So basically, I broker service contracts to my dealers, and now, not only do I get to help just the one dealer I work for, now I get to help a ton of dealers that are under my umbrella. So that's been an adventure in itself. And it wasn't easy. A lot of determination, a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights on trying to figure out that, hey, I've got 5 mouths to feed at home, and I don't have a salary anymore. I don't have a 401k anymore. I don't have a company car, a company credit card. I don't have any of those things anymore. Now I have to do it all by myself. And what I can tell you is, if you've ever been in that type of situation and that type of pressure, it brings out the best in people. And if you are looking to have that time with your family, I would definitely recommend working in an industry that allows you to do that. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to work 80 hours a week to make a living. You don't have to be at a beck and call of anybody 24 hours a day, which is what Alex and I were. Him for 10 plus years and me for 20. But we learned that, hey, there is another world out there. So business went from having, I went from, a $250,000 a year job to, okay, good luck. Now I have to go out there, and that mentality of, if I don't kill, my family doesn't eat, is what is my driving force. Not even back then, 4 years ago, to today. That force has never changed.
Right. Because
I know what my responsibility is. And on top of that, I really love what I do. I wanted to take this boys trip with my 2 best friends, and we were able to put it together via a couple text messages without having to, do we need to ask for permission for time off and this and that. Right. And one of our other close friends that is still in the automotive space, love the guy to death, he couldn't join us this weekend because he's like, I'm out of vacation days.
How many vacation days did you get this year?
As many as I want. 365.
So let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously, working for ourselves now, all 3 of us do. We all came from the exact same dealership, and all 3 of us, Farouk opened up the management opportunity, hired our buddy Jason. His story is phenomenal. Now he owns a small car dealership, and is helping families buy new vehicles and helping them find financing, even in the current economic situation that the world's in right now, or the United States is in. So and we were talking about it, and I won't say his name for his own sake, but he's got a net worth now upwards of of 7+ figures because of the way he's been able to become independent, work for himself, and then also be able to give back to the community through helping more people find affordable things that he does. And then commingling that with the fact that taking what Farouk does with the service contract, space really in the insurance business.
Yeah.
Technically. So I guess technically this is an insurance syndicate member now. And so, it's just so cool the way things have circled back around to be able to look at the way that we started 10 years ago, working for someone else, then getting let go, and then saying and using that let go instead of getting burned by the fire, being like a phoenix and rising from the ashes and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do now. Right. And so you've got the dealership, the training that you do with dealerships, as well as the service contract space. And so just to be clear, guys, Farouk's not selling to dealerships or brokering to dealerships the guy that calls you on the phone asking you to buy an extended car warranty. He's actually helping dealerships buy reputable or be able to sell reputable extended service contracts. Are actually going to fix vehicles whenever they break down, and other ancillary products that go along with it. But outside of that, we also took away from our short stint with Fortune 500 corporate America.
Yep.
Right. We took the ability to, we learned about the training aspect. So talk a little bit about, like, not only are you helping car dealers sell those products from Chevy and Ford major dealers to also small dealers, but also you're coming in and you're training people how to do this job of finance director, finance manager, and such. Like, you're showing them how to do it ethically, morally. Like, one of our core values at our company is we do the right thing even when no one's looking. TJ, what's up, man? Let me hold on. Let me throw your chat up there. That's so true, man. So here, let's stop for a second. This guy right here, one of our agents in my agency, TJ, is in right outside of Grand Rapids area up in Michigan. And this dude came to me about, TJ, put it in the chat if I mess it up, but I think it was about 7-8 months ago. And he said, hey, I saw you on some of your social media stuff you were doing. Like, this is a super cool story.
Yeah.
He goes, I saw you on some of your social media stuff you were doing, and I want to have that thing that you have with your son. I want to be able to do that with my kids, because he saw one of the podcasts of me and Sawyer. And so in August, okay, so just 4 months. And good morning, Miss Merwin, as well. And so I meet TJ. He's like, hey, just so you know, like, I got my license studied course done and ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rock and roll. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there, TJ, right now for the world to hear that, like, this is gonna be live, like, kept in the cloud of the world of internet forever. TJ Reaney said, quote, I'm already started writing my documentary, so when I have the success I know I'm going to have, I already know what it's going to be called. And I said, what's that? He said, it's going to be called From Trash to Treasures. Why? Because he currently drives a garbage truck, and he's making another man rich by having helped build this garbage industry to where it's at.
Yep.
And he said, I'm going to get out of the garbage truck industry, and I'm going to make it successful here. And then I'm going to make a documentary called Trash to Treasures. And he's been documenting stuff all along the way.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That is cool.
Like, talk about, like, taking your future under your wing and saying, I'm going to go get it. So TJ, super proud of you, man, and excited to see what's going to happen. Maybe we'll have you on the podcast sometime.
Well, TJ, always remember, if I give you any word of advice, man, the advice I would give you is the only person stopping you from achieving anything you want to achieve in this world is the man looking back at you in the mirror. It's you. Mm-hmm. That's the only person that can stop you. No one else can stop you. So I wish you the best, man, and definitely keep in touch with Alex in regards to how your story's coming along, man. But go out there and get it done, man.
So good, man. So, all right. So I think we're going to talk about training of your dealership people, but let's get into let's talk about the determination piece of business ownership and the pressure that in the very beginning, like, you and I both almost the same time frame kind of left the Fortune 500 company we were with. We were gone, 2.5, 3 weeks out of every month, either in a city or training or gone somewhere. It was work from home, but we were never at home because you always had to be at the place of, we had to be in Detroit. We'll leave the name out for now, but we had to be in those places. So talk a little bit about like what pressures you had to take the knowledge you had, the information and the know-how, but you had to go and establish some pretty gutsy, relationships that you didn't have. You had to literally go find and forge them in order to be able to take the business to where it's grown to now.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about like the determination you had to have and the pressure, and even through that pressure and that hardship of, hey, I'm doing this on my own. This is going to be me now. Yeah. I'm not going to have a boss anymore. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Well, here's what I can tell you. When you get up in the morning and you wake up and your eyes are a little blurry and you're just kind of, maybe didn't get enough sleep the night before, or maybe you got too much sleep, whatever the situation is, when you get up, the feeling you have when something is your own, that you were able to create something from nothing and go out there and represent yourself at a high level, there's a feeling that I can't describe. When you pull up to something that's yours, or if you're in something that's yours, or if you built something that's yours, whatever it is, it doesn't matter how great it might seem to other people, but to you, it's great because you built it, So when I first opened this up and I, get up in the morning, have my coffee and get ready for my day. And I can tell you right now, it is not an easy thing to get inside of a dealership to talk to an owner about switching current providers. That is a very difficult conversation.
A lot of gatekeepers.
Yes. So you have to find your way through. You have to be smart. You have to be articulate. There's a lot of things that come into play. And the main thing is you can't take no for an answer. Here's the thing, guys. We've heard no since we were first born, however long ago. We're not going to say our ages here, but however long ago you were born, we've heard no our entire lives.
Yeah.
So we become kind of immune to no. I've become immune to no. If someone tells me no, that just means I'm not going hard enough. That's what that means. It just means that I either didn't do my homework with this client. I wasn't prepared for this client. I was clearly didn't spend enough time or get enough research on the client. And that's why he said no. Because if I would have brought something better for him, better to him, and something that would help his business grow using my 25 years of experience in the automotive space, there's no reason to say no. So that's kind of where you have to, and it's just a learning curve. Mm-hmm. So once you learn that and you learn what to say and how to say it, now I've gone, built our agency from 0 dealerships in 4 years to 17 functioning stores that are writing business daily. And now it's all referral business because I've built a good enough name, reputation of honesty, integrity. I put my best foot forward for all my clients. I'm in their dealerships on a weekly basis. So those things are important to me because I know that's what they expect. And, if they call me at 9:00 at night, I'm picking up the phone. Yeah. If they call me on a Saturday afternoon, if they call me during this podcast, I'm going to have to step out and take that call. I don't send my clients to voicemail. I don't believe in that because I was in that chair when I couldn't get answers that I needed. So just know that your work ethic and your determination and whatever it is that you're chasing, the only one stopping you from getting it is you. Just go get it. Mm-hmm. I know it's not always that simple. There will be ups and downs. There will be trials and tribulations. You will hit obstacles, but there's a reason why you're hitting those obstacles because that's how you learn. Mm-hmm. If you don't hit those obstacles and everything is a free-for-all and it's so easy and it's falling in your lap, you can't sustain that. No. You might think you can, but you can't. You have to continuously work hard. You have to continuously face obstacles, failures. It's okay to lose. Losing is how we learn. We don't learn anything if we're winners. And I teach my boys that are 9 years old. They're playing they're 8, turning 9 here in a couple of days. They're playing basketball. My 13-year-old plays competitive on a travel team. And I have to tell her every single day that it's going to be different. It's not going to be easy. I want you to fail. I want you to fall down. I'm going to be there to pick you up. But at the same time, that's how they learn lessons. You cannot teach anything by winning constantly. So it's okay to lose, and use that as motivation. Use that as fuel. And that's what I use every day. Even dealers tell me no now. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll be back in a month. We're going to have that same conversation again. You're going to keep coming back. So that's kind of how I feel that you can really strive to be super successful, just as long as you put your head down and go do what you need to go do.
So here's, for those of you out there that are watching this later and are taking notes, here's what I took from that. And it relates to the business that most of everyone watching this is in, right? Is in the insurance business, which technically Farouk's in, just a different type of insurance. But whether you're in PNC, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in insurance, life insurance, or Medicare, or whatever you're in, mortgage protection, whatever you're in. He's talked about doing your homework. That's meeting a customer and understanding what they qualify for in our space. He talked about what we would call the why, right? Why does that dealer need what he has to help him, and what's the problems that he's going to help solve? We do the same thing every single day. And at the end of the day, really what he's trying to make sure he's doing is helping the customer. Because I've said this before in my agency's trainings, if we go out there in his business, in our business, in any of the businesses that are especially in the insurance space, if you go out there chasing the dollar, you're not going to make a dime. But if you go out there trying to make an impact on that customer, that family, that whoever it is, that agency, if you go out there looking to make an impact, the income will follow. We'll wrap this up with one I think is super important, and Farouk said it. Ups and downs, obstacles and failures. I think it's super important to remember that in life, if you have the right head on your shoulders and the right mindset between your ears, that at the end of the day, there is no such thing as failure or losses if you look at them as lessons. We either win or we learn because of the losses or the failures. But if the person who looks at it as loss and failure is someone who has a negative mindset and, oh, woe is me. But just like he talked about his daughter, 13-year-olds playing competitive basketball, she might, have a play that happens that doesn't go her way, or a shot she takes that doesn't go her way. And guess what? We do the same thing every single day in this insurance business and in life in general, right? But you can either learn from it and come back stronger, or you can, take a bath in your tears and not learn from it and decide to just let the loss be your story. Or you can turn your loss into a lesson and move forward with it in a positive and future looking mindset. So we can sit here and do this all day, but we try to keep this to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So listen, I appreciate everyone that was tuning in live. I know it's Saturday, so the fact that you're even here and watching and listening is awesome to me, that you're actually here and participating and trying to grab an extra nugget and learning something from all the different syndicate shows, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, every single day of the week other than Sunday. The only live Facebook group that I know of that has been put together by Joe and Tony that has 6 live shows coming to you every single day other than Sunday. Get some rest at 9 a.m. on Sunday, but every single day, catch every single show, 9 a.m., Monday through Saturday. I'm going to try to name these and I'm going to mess them up, so I'm not going to do it. So 9 shows 9 a.m., 6 shows, 6 days a week. Catch them, catch the replays. Go to if you're already on the syndicate, obviously you can catch all the replays there. Again, appreciate you guys being here. Special announcement, if you haven't already seen it, make sure you tune in same time next week. I know it's Christmas Eve, and that's why we're going to have Sawyer back on, and Sawyer's interviewing a very special guest. We thought that Cody Askins was a big deal. We thought that Edward Pritchett was a big deal, and they are. Sawyer's going to be interviewing live from the North Pole, the one and only Santa Claus. And if you got kiddos, bring them to the show, because Santa's going to be reading off his nice list or the other one. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for being on, and we'll talk to you soon.